Just on Facebook a few minutes ago showing off the lights out demonstration on our $10 XGA 720p projector. This is our Sony VPL CX100 projector. Let me come over here. Now, we don't do a lot of demonstrations with the lights out because we do specialize in ambient light rejection technology. That's why we don't do a lot of demonstrations with lights out. But just want to show you the advancement of our new color QUASAR in the dark on a $10 projector. As I said before, most screens, all screens I've seen so far, have to survive in this environment. But again, they're not doing exactly as they claim they're doing because their screens can't see the Infinity 1 contrast level, which is it's very, very important. I know some people may say that, hey, I'm going to be in the dark anyway. I'm not going to be able to notice a difference. We're here to tell you, you will see the difference. This is our Sony XGA VLP CX100. We got to show you the projector because you got to see exactly what we're working with. Not working with any high-powered, expensive projector. This is an old model. Doesn't have any HDMI outputs. We had to put the adapter on it so we can run our computer through it. But as you can see, very old system. And as you see, there's the Sony symbol right there. So that's just to show you how old that projector is. So over here with our projector, let's go over here and show you the screen. That right there is the magenta. So that's a surface painted with our new FLE, which is gain. And this is the Infinity 1 black, which that's what it does. And this is a color QUASAR technology. And to show you the massive difference on our $10 projector. Like I said, I've been to different forum sites. I've seen all kinds of type of expensive projectors. Heck, I see it now when they go on eBay. I see us on YouTube. I see these expensive, high-end, ultra short though machines right up on top of the screen and in a darkened environment, and the picture quality is washed out. See that 100% black level? This is what you should be reading. No ashy gray, 100% black without the requirement of all the bells and whistles of through. There we go. Boom. Gonna have reconnection issues. I didn't Bluetooth this at all, period. But it won't get past this fast. It's only a short demonstration. So again, we get a question asked all the time. Does our technology work with the lights out? Heck yes. The hardest demonstrations you're going to do on a product is lights on. If you can operate with lights on, lights out, it's absolutely extremely easy. But as you're doing a lights out demonstration, there's some things you're going to have to be to show. Number one, you're going to have to be to show a massive difference between you and another surface. I can do this against certified. I can do this against white screens. I can do this against other black paints and fabrics. We can do this all day long, easily. Got to show that massive difference. And one of the important things you have to be to show is the Infinity 1 contrast level. It has to be to read. It has to be to pick up. So you should be seeing this ultra black image that pops up. If it's coming up a little light gray, and I've seen a really light gray, ashy, washed out blacks, that's how you know it's not reading correctly. And for those of you in dedicated theater rooms, using white and gray screens, we know why. Because again, when you're in a dedicated theater room, your screen size roughly has to be over 100 inches. And you're talking about a certified screen over 100 inches. You're talking about a very expensive screen. Very expensive. Your screen's can easily cost you 7, 8, 9,000, 10, 20 grand easily. So I can see why they get a white screen or a gray screen, but still not getting what they paid for. See how my menu pops up? See how it says 100% black? This is what I'm used to seeing. See that ash color right there? That's what I'm used to seeing when I see white and gray screens try to pull a menu up in the dark. They come up ashy. And sometimes they'll show up the menu saying, look, we can pull the same. No, you can't see it. You have to have a black screen in order to read the Infinity 1. So even all those demonstrations we watched that have been going on down through time of people tucking away projectors in dark environments to try to get them to prove that work better, they were failing the entire time. And we proved that by using this old $10 projector behind us. So that black level comes up. That's literally what you should be seeing on a projector with a 2 million to 1. You should be able to read that with no problem. See how the light cancels out around it? You're not working in the dark. That's what we've been telling people for years. The fact that you're in the dark makes it sad with an ultra short, though, which you should not be in that dark environment. I mean, you could be in there from time to time for movies and stuff, but not for 90% of your videos or 99% of your videos. No. But you're not reading the Infinity One, and we can see that in your videos. Because when we show a video of a demonstration of an OLED display, look how black the background comes up. And if you're reading correctly and your white levels are correct, number one, you can pick up multiple shades of black, but also two, your color levels would be extremely high because of the black contrast. Colors wouldn't wash out. Colors really wash out in dark environments. You know why? Because again, when you're using a 4,000 lumen projector, ultra short though, less than a foot away from your screen, it makes contact with your screen with the lights on. Guess what that does? That washes out your picture even in the dark. Screen can't absorb. So we just got finished doing this on Facebook. They freaking fell in love with it, as I said before. Being able to see this technology in a dark environment, we get asked all this time. Some people felt that I kept avoiding this due to the fact that we couldn't do it. We can generate through sunlight. This would be extremely easy for us. The reason why I usually don't do these demonstrations is easy. That's why. For people doing these demonstrations that have to be in these environments, you're struggling because if someone turns the lights on or anything disrupts your environment, your screen disappears. For us, we're used to thriving in well-lit environments, so to do a video demonstration with the lights out is easy. So I thought I would do these demonstrations right here, which I like to use overlaps, because they do standalones, which means there's nothing there to compare it to. So we got this white surface coming in, the panels coming in pretty soon, and I'm going to be doing this surface against the panels. The all white panels without our coating attached to it. And like I said, if your screen's gray and white, even gunmetal, you can't do these demonstrations. They're not meant for you. OLEDs, as I said before, are not gray screens. They're not white screens. They're not even gunmetal. They're black. So how are you trying to play an OLED video off a screen that's gray and white? How does that work? Oh, your projector. So your projector has a 2 million to 1. That's going to help it. Unfortunately, it's not going to help it. And unfortunately, that's going to end up spinning the customer into spending more money. My projector costs 10 bucks. So if we do a challenge or comparison, my $10 projector and its old specifications versus your high-powered 4K tri-laser projectors with millions and millions of contrast versus my old projector back here. You can't read this. So that tells my customers at the end of the day, people we do business with, that you don't have to spend a lot of money. Like I bring it up often when I tell you about the smoke lounge. This projectors cost under $400. Both of them. He got two projectors for under $400. And we got a 150-inch screen to push through glass with fish intact that people can see on the other side crystal clear at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So again, you're not saving people money. Especially when you're in your dark and your picture quality looks that poor. So we'll do more demonstrations in the dark. We'll do it at a much larger scale. I'm going to basically, when we put the panels in, it's going to be a huge white panel surface. And we'll put in another panel surface, which will be around, we'll do a 36, same size, a 36 by 72, and we'll put it right in the middle. And we'll show you lights out on a massive panel setup that's still, that these screens are failing in these environments. You're not, if you got a white screen, How much improvement are you going to get on a white screen versus a great product? Nothing. You'll have to be to sit right up on top of the screen like this in order to see a little hiccup. I can sit back here and I can show you the demonstration with no problem. The same length as my projector. So as you can see, the heightener technology we have embedded in this formula allows us to be able to read those beautiful colors. Without it, again, we would look like black paint with none of our technology in it. It wouldn't show up. It'd be too dark, unwatchable. It wouldn't work. But because of the heightener technology, it allows for white levels to read, which is a very, very important element for color. That's why we do the demonstration at 1000 lumens, and we show you a white surface, and we show you black paint. It shows you that at the end of the day that why our screens can pull up an amazing color balance. It shows that they can read white light. If they couldn't read white light, they'll be matching the black paint. That doesn't have our technology in it. If they couldn't read contrast correctly and the levels came up too dark and the white levels weren't kicking up high enough to be able to make the balance equal, then it would come up like the white surface. Now we have a couple of movie lounges down here and a couple of movie theaters. Someone's trying to get us a contract for a movie theater to put our black technology in a movie theater. Guess what that does at the end of the day? All the money they spend for those high-powered movie theater projectors with that insane amount of contrast, you won't need it. That saves the company a lot of money. That's why when I tell you, when I go into a movie theater and I look at a screen, right? I don't see it the same way everybody sees it. I'm used to seeing this all day long. So when I go into a movie theater and I see their screen, I see gray. That's what I pick up. Everybody else doesn't see it. Everybody else picks up black. But I actually see gray because I'm used to seeing real black technology all day. So it's a bummer for me when I go into movie theaters. It's kind of like, I like my technology, but it's kind of ruining me for theater. Because when I go in there, I see gray screens. I see colors are washed out. I see all that because I'm used to looking at this technology all day long. So with that being said, that's why you do the 4D theaters, because the 4D theaters have a lot going on. You got chairs rocking back and forth and smoke and fire blowing up all over the place. So that keeps me occupied from being annoyed by the screen. It's kind of like, you know, you've been looking at, if you look at the minute I talk about Bluetoothing, the phone acts right. The connection kicks in. I paused it right here. Anyway, like I said, if you look at the FedEx trucks, in the name FedEx, there's an arrow in there. It's an arrow hidden in there. Some people see it, some people don't, but there's actually an arrow in there. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. You will see it every time you see that truck go by. You'll see that arrow because your mind will know you'll see it. You'll see it right there. But yeah, there's an arrow in their logo right there. It's right there. It points to like the same direction of where they're going. And I never saw it. I've never seen it before. And somebody pointed out like, yo, there's an arrow in that logo, right? And I said, where? It says right there. And I go, oh, I've never saw that in there before. And now you can't unsee it because every time you see a truck, you see that arrow. That's the same way it happens when I walk into a movie theater. I'm used to seeing black screens. I'm used to seeing real colors at the end of the day. So when I walk into a movie theater and sit down, I can't unsee it. So for me, it's like, I catch no attention because it's washed out for me. So that's why I go to 4D movie theaters, because 4D movie theaters have something going on in there. It gives me more of a thrill because again, it's washed out. Everything's, even though the image is washed out, I'm occupied by what's going on with all the excitement, with all the explosions and stuff like that. And people will have our technology. It's changed them because again, when they look at their go to movie theaters, they have the same issue too that we have. They can't see it correctly. I've had customers contact me back and say, man, I go to movie theaters, man, all I see is now is these washed out looking screens now because I'm used to going home and seeing my black screen. And for somebody saying, well, that's not possible. Well, look, you're home right now. You have a white projection screen on your ultra short throw projector. You're used to being in the dark all the time. You're not used to having the lights on. You're not used to operating in environments that we're in. That's what you're used to. My customers are not used to that. My customers don't have to be in the dark anymore. They're used to being in well-lit environments. They go to somebody's house and they say, hey, we have to turn on the lights to watch a movie. We have to turn on the lights to watch a TV show or football or anything like that in the day. That's going to bother them. They go to a sports bar and they watch an all-white screen and the colors are washed out. Everything. They're not used to that. They're used to seeing a more advanced, more superior picture. That's why when you look at a washed out white screen, if you're watching the game on that, some people whip out their cell phone and watch on their cell phone. They don't watch it on the screen because you know why? You're used to seeing a much better picture on your cell phone. Same scenario when you have a black screen, you walk into a movie theater, same thing. So you have to have 100% contrast. Your P2 projectors don't work. Your Epson LS800s don't work. Your Epson 300 don't work. None of your ultra short though projectors do not work without black technology. It won't function. And if you said it does, well, then I would see more demonstrations of people in these dark environments and fully lit environments showing what this projector can do. So you see that 100% black level? You should be able to read that with no problem. See how there's no light splashing off? The bottom of this whole thing is white. Right here. Color should pop this high. Looks like eye candy, doesn't it? I got a video literally loaded up in the background somewhere. Oh, it's on the Facebook. That's when we're in the Facebook video. We're doing the Facebook over there. The Facebook video loaded up. That's crazy. We just came over Facebook a few minutes ago, and I can literally hear the app playing through. That is just insane. Let's go over here and let's get, I want to do Tron 4K demonstration. See how your movies get affected. I like Tron because Tron has the really dark contrasts in it. No dark contrast level. Let's show you exactly the difference between our technology when you watch it in your dedicated theater room. This is how we're going to set up our dedicated theater room booths. We're going to have a big 150-inch white screen in there. We're going to have just half of it coated with our technology. And we're going to have a cheap projector in there doing the demonstration. Because again, when my customers buy our products, we don't want them to say that, hey, we're using high-power projectors. You have to buy a high-power projector to do this. We want them to say, hey, look, you can take this $10 projector and you can do this. $20 projector and do this. This is a meter that measures how much light we have in the environment. And usually our Can I go into Facebook and cancel that video? Hold on for a minute. There you go. If I take my hand and I can't believe that thing. It's on a different, complete app. You can't tell me cell phones ain't crazy. That's on a complete different app. This is why I have two cell phones, I swear. Where's this video playing at? So there's our setup over there. So the screen pane we have is a one-code Let's see. I gotta go over into my Facebook business account. Crazy stuff. I literally have a video, literally playing from it. We just came out of there, and it's playing it. I don't know why it's doing a playback on it. Let's see. Crystal Excite. Okay, where this video is playing at. Come over here and get a demonstration started. Okay, didn't ask for all that. Nope, can you get me in there, please? Alright, let me go to my post. How bright this technology is. Let's go over to, still running. This is the video we just did a few minutes ago. The lights out. I don't know. It's weird. This is the only one we have in here that's running right now. Okay, just got to deal with it. It's weird. Got a video in there playing off of this. It's in my other channel. It's on my Facebook channel, but you can hear it on here playing. It's just crazy. All right, let's get this going because I got some things got to take care of today. I think I did get it. Yeah, you're in there with a 2-to-1 projector trying to get your levels to look like this. You spent so much money, it's not even funny. You could have did that for under $200. Less than that, you could have did it for under 50 bucks. I'm $10 in. That's it. That's all the damage I have is 10 bucks. And my technology does all the work. Nope, video's still playing in the background. That's the advancement. We're going to be showing some more demonstrations. I can't continue with this video playing in the background. It's driving me nuts right now. But that just shows you exactly how amazing our technology pulls up in a dark environment, which again is easy for us. It's not, I wouldn't sit here and say that, oh, it's not a challenge. That's nothing. We do this with meters of max out, 1,000 lumens, easy with no problem. But again, just to show you the advancements that you get. And even for those of you who basically hide in the dark, because you do hide in the dark to try to fool people and make them think you do standalones, make them believe that your products are actually working or the projector's working on that screen, whatever it is, you're failing miserably. Your contrast levels are literally supposed to be that black. And let me explain something to you. I know this is going to hurt a little bit when I say it's going to sting a bit. I don't care what you have on your projector. I don't care how high your contrast level. You can't beat an Infinity 1 screen. You don't have an Infinity 1 level on your projector. It doesn't exist. So with that being said, this technology literally has a contrast level that is beyond your projector. That's why you require an expensive projector in order to get your contrast levels to hit. If your screen was doing all the work, you wouldn't require the projector with the high lumens or the high contrast capability. So this is why it's called an Infinity 1. Because an Infinity 1 has no numbers next to it. It doesn't have a 3,000, 2,000. It's infinity. You don't have that, which means this screen literally has a higher contrast than your P2, Epson, all your high-end projectors, JVC, barcode, all combined to one. You don't have Infinity 1 on yours. You have a contrast rating. That screen has an Infinity 1 sitting on it. That's why this projector over here, we're going to call her Betsy. I think I'm going to call this projector Betsy. I like the name Betsy. I'm just doing my phone. I just had it 3 minutes ago. Oh, not people dealing in these dark environments. That's why I'm used to seeing my stuff. I'm used to seeing my stuff here. I like to show off my... This is Betsy. We're going to call her Betsy. This is Betsy. We got Old Faithful. There's Betsy right here. There's a model number of my projectors. You can see it right there. Look it up for yourself on Projector Central. XGA, VPL, CX100. Old Sony projector. Does the job quite nicely. Plastic sheets or fiberglass. No special HDMI ports and all that other goody stuff. We don't have any of that stuff back here. These are old projectors. We don't use that stuff. Not even necessary. Tomorrow, we're going to do another lights out demonstration. We're going to call it the reality check. Lights out reality check. We're going to do a certified white screen laying in the middle of our screen. See if that basically gives you your improvement, if that works. And then we're going to do a certified dark gray. Which the reason why we like the dark gray demonstrations because the dark gray certifieds beat any gray, light gray screen paint on the face of the planet. You know why? They have heavier contrast levels. That's why. Because they're dark gray. And it's a dark gray certified. So that eliminates any gray paint right from the door. Because you won't be able to pick up next to one of those. I know contrast level you won't. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed. I got to go. Thank you for your time. All right, let's go clickety click. This. Figure out why we have a video back there playing in the background somewhere. Oh, wait for a minute. Colors won't read either. Just to let you know. Can't see color. It's not using any of our technology whatsoever. So this shows you what happens if you're basically using just everyday black paint. Let's go over here and hit this, and let's go over to our... That shows you how much the screen was overlapped. When we do the big boy screen, it's going to be huge, man. It's going to be 150 inches all white. That's the first before we coat it with the blue technology. When I do the blue technology, I'm going to partially paint the screen, and we're going to basically hit it and show you, but it's blue. And this thing is going to be absolutely incredible. So, with the color coated technology we have here. It's black, but it's kind of like a dark color, but it's actually still technically black because it can read the Infinity One. Has some interesting features to it. We're going to make 7 of these units. This is the next one that's going over here. And the other one's going to be sample sheets for when our investors come in, we can show them up against the wall. There we go. Hopefully it stays. So you can see we don't require expensive high power projector just to be able to get the white menu's supposed to be. Now I'll tell customers this from the door because customers need to see this. Usually when you're dealing with black screens, they'll tell you that, hey, look, you can't use it in a really well-lit environment. You need to see exactly what your screen's supposed to look like. If you're going to be in the dark all day long and that's your thing at the end of the day, at least get what you pay for. Any projector right now, any company right now, any company who wants to contact me and tell me that their projector's contrast level is equal to my technology, you got my number, reach out to me. I'm here to tell you, your projector can't even meet the demand of this technology. This technology reads an Infinity One. You do not have that on your projector. You have a rating on your projector. So that means anybody who has a projector, whether it's 100 to 1, whether it's 200 to 1, whether it's nothing, will be able to read a contrast level far more advanced than a P2 can read at 2 million to 1 on a gray and white screen. And they can do that with the lights on at 1000. Now, the same way you hear me speak it here on camera, it's the same way we speak it in front of thousands and thousands of people. They're going to see the same thing you see. Look at that. Now, if I could do that with a $10 projector, imagine what your projector would look like, and it's far better than mine. I talk to customers all the time. They go, what projector you got in the back? I said, man, that thing's like $10 back there. They think we're using like a 1080p or a 4K projector or demonstration. No, that's why I show you the projector, because no one would believe me at all. If I came into a forum site and said, hey, this is coming off a $10 720p XGA projector, they wouldn't believe me. I have to show the projector. And for people think that you have to have an HDMI port to pick up a high resolution, no, when the screen's black, that's not needed. You have to have a high resolution, like 4K and 10. No, you don't need it. The screen's black. It picks all up. You know, black adds detail and depth to a screen. It has the refined image to it. Gives a more sharper, more visual image. That's what black does. When you have a screen that's actually black, it doesn't make a difference. If your projector is 600 by 800, it really don't make a difference at all, period. And those projectors are dirt cheap. The reason why the height is important because it produces beautiful color balance. These have height near 21s in them. That's why their white levels are insanely high. Higher white levels means a more advanced color. We boosted everything on the color quasars. The white surface that you have still doesn't have the ability to produce beautiful image. We see on white screens all the time. They can transition, which means they can go from a white level to a super dark contrast level to color without missing a beat. They're going to need to pick up their reds and blues and greens and yellows and all that stuff. They're not going to need to see that all, period. 1000 lumens, we can read better. See, easy transition, no problem. The black pen is square. It's not coded with any of our technology. We want to get it to a point where customers can go buy our products and not deal with the projector headache, not deal with the environment headache. They have options. You want to turn your lights on, you turn your lights on if you want. Not worry about it. If you want to buy a $10 projector, who cares? You don't need all those bells and whistles. You can go buy yourself a $10 720p and still produce an amazing, beautiful image. You're not forced to buy a high, expensive projector. Because if you go to a forum site and say, hey, look, I want to buy a 720p projector, tell them the specifications I have on my machine and go into a forum site and say that's what you're using. I bet you that everybody in that forum site is going to advise you to buy a high-power 1080p or exactly 4K. I guarantee you. Everybody's going to tell you. They're even going to laugh at you for using that projector. I go on those forum sites to embarrass them. I walk in there and say, hey, look, yeah, I'm showing the screen and everything, and they look at it, and they swear up and down I'm using the high. What kind of 4K projector you got over there? Oh, no, that's this projector over here. Throw my model number up there, and I just get a bunch of, like, emojis, think emojis, like, what the freak? Like, that's coming from that. Like, yeah, screen does all that work. Then we do comparisons. We do certified comparisons. We do black paint because that comes up, or maybe your product. I can do the same thing with black paint. I love you guys in the day who say that. I really do. And they come up and make those statements. That gives me room to dance. So I come out there and I bring out the black paint, black fabric, and all that. Debunk that theory. Oh, black screens can't generate in fully lit environments. They need high-powered projectors. We drop Old Faithful in the room, 1,000 lumens, bring out the meters, so meters won't read in the environment, put black paint up there, put fabric up there, put white levels up there, knock it out. We're prepared for everything. It's like if we're an army, we'd be the perfect army. We're designed for everything. We're prepared. That's why I like the forum sites. The forum sites is what keeps me on my toes, because I got people in there that will ask those really hard, impossible questions. That's why we love the forum sites. The forum sites sharpen us. They make us sharper. They make us better. They make us perform better. Think about it. I sent someone an email several times to their business, to the owner, asking about a specification, and they couldn't answer that. So what makes you think that they could survive in a forum site? Because they will literally go through your website and read through all kinds of stuff, and they will bring us to, how about this, how about that? Anywhere between 10 to 5 gallon containers, which means all of it works exactly the same way. Even when I show stuff and we get haters that come in here and they want to talk trash, we knock them out quick. I got pictures for that. I got thousands, hundreds, and thousands of pictures and videos. I could back up everything I just said. If you said my product doesn't work with the lights out, please, I can do it at $10 projector. That's it. If you say my screen paints can't do the same as a 4K, I got dozens of demonstrations on the PX747 3500 lumen ViewSonic projector. When they first came out, I bought one. Did side-by-side demonstrations for 720p. I did 720p versus 1080p. Heck, I even went as far as did a 1000 lumen projector SVGA. 720p versus a Chrissy LWU 505 that has a 1920 to 1200 at 5000 lumens. I did them side by side. You couldn't tell one from the other. Look at that amazing image right there. $10 projector. That's it. I hope you like the demonstration. The color QUASAR. My customers, when people come in and they watch the other demonstrations, you know what they see? Dark environment, dark environment, dark environment, dark environment, dark environment. They come to our demonstrations. We got tons of demonstrations in fully lit environments, even outside. They go to all demonstrations. They see high-powered, expensive machines. They go to our demonstrations, they see cheap old projectors that they can go on eBay and they can afford easily. Now, let's just say, other person's using a P2 projector, right? Dark environment, just like we're in right now. I'm using a $10 projector right now. Who's going to save more money? Person who's buying a $10 projector. They can say, well, you have to have the P2 because it pulls a 2 million to 1 contrast. Big deal. We are contrast. You're trying to pull. We are contrast. That's the difference. That projector right here has 100 to 1 contrast. The thing is very low on this projector. It could read better than your P2 easily. So again, no. But we produce tons and tons of colors. This technology produces tons of colors too. Projector doesn't have that requirement. It didn't never have to be calibrated ever. And I can do this in commercial with lights on. So you got to consider that factor too. We can go outside. We can bounce off ceilings. Heck, we can even do other applications. If somebody comes and they want to do projector mapping applications with our products, they can do that. Can't do that on a gray screen or white screen. It won't work. Say somebody has a dedicated theater room, right? And they want to paint their screen in and they want to do an infinity ceiling. They could do both with our product. Instead of spending $10,000, $20,000, have a bunch of guys come in, rip out your ceiling, run this optic fiber lighting all through and calibrate and diagnose all that stuff and then turn around. You got to look at the same display every single day. Just a couple lights sparkling here and this moving over here. Where in our technology, you can watch an entire galaxy erupt on your ceiling. You can turn the ceiling into an ocean floor. You can turn it into, make it snow. You can even make a thunderstorm if you want. Which means that instead of you spending $10,000 to $15,000 for a certified gunmetal screen, to try to produce a heavier contrast level. So if you go in and spending $30,000-$40,000 for a JVC projector, high-end projector, to try to produce a more movie theater expense, and then spend an additional $10,000-$20,000 for your ceiling, my customers can go in and spend roughly under $400. Probably wouldn't even need that. A gallon would knock that out with no problem. Under $300 through their screen at 150 inches, which will be much larger than your screen, and coat their entire ceiling with that technology, which means they can watch the lights on, they can entertain guests in their dedicated theater room, they can show off all their cool stuff that they collected down through time, their posters and stuff that you can't see in the dark because the screen can't see in the dark, but theirs can, and theirs is not going to cost them a lot of money. On top of that, the projector that's required to fire up one of these screens costs next to nothing. So under $1,000, I say with all the toys and bells and whistles they want to buy, you know, chairs and decoration, popcorn machine, that's pretty much what it's going to cost them. Where your ceiling is going to cost you a whopping 10 to 20 grand. Your screen alone is going to cost you a ton of money, and your projector is going to cost you even more to try to fix the whole problem. And you still can't read an Infinity One through the whole process. I've had that conversation in rooms that involved high-powered projectors. It's interesting. We'll have a whole bunch of people in there. And the minute we do a demonstration and we show their screen not being able to fire up next to our screen, you just watch the rooms disappear. Doop, doop, doop. People just start logging out. Left and right, they'll log out of that room. And then when the emails start flooding in, they start asking us, like, where we get it from, how much you guys selling it for, because they think it's going to be super expensive. When they go to the website, stuff's got to be crazy expensive. It's got to be crazy expensive. Get to the site, find out that everything we have in there is under 500. Then we get the emails back like, look, man, I work for so-and-so and so, you know what I mean? I'm interested in doing business with you, which again, we're doing it ourselves this year. You know, maybe we'll branch out, maybe in 2026, maybe, I'm not sure yet, but I want to work on this myself. But we'll get that, it'll come up, and, you know, do we have a provider? Do we have a distributor? This, that, and the other, all these things will pop up on that. So we get that, that's the usual. And then we should be charging more money for our products. How come we don't charge more money and all this stuff? We get that too, that comes up. And we explain to them the reason why we don't charge more money is because we want to make our products available for everybody. We don't want to have it only this certain type of people can have it. Like people have deep pockets, only you can have that stuff. You know, everybody can have it. So instead of a person sitting there having a $40,000, $50,000 JVC projector, and you can't afford that machine to have that high-end setup, you don't have to go through that because you have our technology. Because even with their projector, with their whopping 20 or 30 or 40 million to one, they can't reach infinity because you got a rating. That's the first thing I tell them. I got this 30,000 to 1, 30 million to 1 contrast projector. Okay. And your point, you have a rating on your projector, which means if someone comes in with a better model than you and they've got a 50 million to 1 contrast, they've got a better one than you. If someone comes in over him and he's got 80 million to 1, but we got infinity. You can't match us. That's the end of the conversation. My projector costs $10. My projector can pull an Infinity One right now. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed. I'd like to thank you for your time for coming in. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. We're converting the Crystal Ridge site to an information page, but also, too, we're going to be actually adding onto that page the starter packs for the home theater setup. Oh, this thing is going to be a beaut. We got 24 ounces. The 24 ounce paints up to 120-inch screen. It's going to come with a blackout cloth surface to paint your own screen, brackets if you want to build your own screen. It's going to come with the rollers. It is going to come with the paint tape. It's going to come with a lot of cool stuff, even LED lights. So you can basically, your first experience package. I wish I would have had one of these when I started off. That would have been real nice. You know what I mean? But then again, if I did have one of them, this wouldn't have existed because we wouldn't have actually ran into that situation, that whole $3,000 great screen that I want to spend money for. Like, look, that's how all this got started. I think the naysayers want to make it about them. But remember, if you look at my timestamp dates, you go back to Digital One, you didn't exist. None of them people didn't even exist. So again, it could have been about you because you weren't around. You didn't exist. So yeah, I know they try to take that credit by saying, oh, they started because of us. You weren't around. You didn't exist. How could you be there if you weren't there? But anyway, let's get back to real business at the end of the day. So we got into this because, again, I refused to spend $3,000 for a screen. That's how all this got started. I said, you'd be surprised how, somebody not liking a situation can change things because they want to do something different. This is the reason why you have the things you have today. It's why you have all the inventions you have today to make your life comfortable, because somebody felt the need to change it and do something better. All right, people, got to go. Thank you for your time. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for this amazing technology, because if it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible. Taco the cat's over in the corner. If you can see him in his camouflage, pretty cheap me, because you got night vision. And got to go, people. God bless.